All right, what's good, YouTube? We are back again with another crazy video. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I hope you find value, find entertainment, and it's going to be interesting in this current week. All right, so this week we'll be discussing the big moves that's going to happen because we are already half of the year. You get almost half of the year, so most big banks, hedge funds, they are out to play dirty this current part of the time. It's kind of this current part of the week or the month you get. So then at January, February, first quarter, second quarter, they are all preservative. Yeah, but currently everyone is out to play dirty. But this is not a financial advice. But to this week, we're going to be breaking some very interesting pair that has been moving shady. And let's see if you're going to see if there's a big move for this week. You get. So if you're an OG of this channel, thank you for subscribing. If you're just coming through to this YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, like, and also share the videos. Aside of that, we can also collaborate in making some crazy breakdowns of pairs together. If you're a very experienced XAUUSD trader, you can also do some things on XAUUSD. And we all know that XAUUSD is one of the biggest, most traded pair in the whole world, of which crazy people get into it and crazy people get burnt. You get. So this week, I promise, is going to be crazy. It's going to be nice. It's going to be fantastic. I need you to stay glued to your screen as we move from one point to another, diverting through the pairs. We'll be starting with my favorite, which is GBP USD. I'm going to be breaking it down for everyone to get to understand and look for possible entries. So if you also stay tuned to the end, you're going to be getting some tips. All right. So let's get down to my screen and let's keep it rolling. All right, guys, let's get down to my screen. So we'll be starting from my favorite pair, which is GBP USD. All right, so basically in GBP USD, we'll be going down to the monthly time frame so that we can understand the overall bias and where possible this current pair is actually heading to. Because you have to know where the pair is going to in order for you to tag along. Should in case you are taking a reverse position against the overall trend, you can actually be in the know that okay, you know this overall pair is going towards this place and you are deciding to go against it. And if that is a risky pair, why not? All right, so let's get down to the higher time frame, which is the monthly. Currently, we are actually in the monthly time frame. Now, in the monthly time frame, you can see on the screen that GBP USD is currently bullish. When I say bullish, you'd ask me, why will you say this market is bullish when the market is making consecutive lower low, lower highs, and lower high, lower low? It's as simple as that. Reason being that overall trend from the monthly time frame still remains bearish. But when we start diving into the lower time frames, you start to see that the market is actually trending bullish and the market is actually heading somewhere. All right, so this is the first marking tools, and this will be second point that we anticipate that GBP USD possibly might get to. All right, so this is basically in the monthly time frame. Let's quickly go down to the lower time frame. Before doing that, let me quickly put this down. So if you zoom in, you can see the zones that are being marked. So you can just quickly replicate this on your own chart. All right, now let's go to the weekly time frame. Now, in the weekly time frame, we would all agree that currently GBP USD is making bold move to the upside. When I say bold move to the upside, what do I mean? Simply means you get a higher high, you get a higher low, you get a higher high, you get a higher low, another higher high, a higher low, and another higher high. We would all agree that the overall structure still remain what? Bullish. All right, beautiful. So since the weekly time frame is actually telling us we are bullish, and from the monthly time frame, this is our overall targets, first overall target. What do you think we should do? We should basically work in alignment of the overall target. Now let's go down to the daily. Now, as you can see on the daily time frame, it is still aggressively bullish, signifying that you are good to go when you are buying. All right, so let's quickly mark out some zones here. And this is the highest point at this current moment. Now, daily being bearish, or let's say an impulsive, then there's a correctional move on the daily time frame. We now switch down to the 4 hours time frame to get proper clarity. So here you go. This is the 4 hours time frame. This is the 4 hours time frame. Now, in the 4 hours time frame, you'd agree to me that there are series of movements that has occurred here. All right. Now, one of the significant movements was an impulsive move, a correctional move, an impulsive move, a correctional move. But this correctional move broke the previous low, which created another low. Then an impulsive move. Beautiful. Now, since there's already an impulsive move, what happens? There's now a correctional move. Since there's a correctional move, what is the next step? We anticipate a possible buy through to the next level, which is 1.37 thousand. As easy as it goes. All right. So now, if this market eventually breaks above this place, where are we heading next? There's a round number here, there's another here, and there's another here. So we can just quickly say, let's target the next level, which is 1.37 thousand region. If we'll be targeting 1.37 thousand region, we'll be looking forward to having approximately 75 pip movement to the upside. But as it stands currently, we can all agree to say that there's a possible move from this zone to the next zone for GBP USD. We can all agree this. But as worst come to worst, there's still a possibility that GBP USD might take out this zone. And if that happens, we're looking towards going for a proper sell off. All right. So these are the possible moves for GBP USD for next week. Now we can still go down to the 1 hour time frame to get proper clarity. Now in this 1 hour time frame, it has told us that the market has already made a double bottom, which is a W, and moved to the upside. Currently, it's coming back to retest the neckline of the double bottom, which intends have a possibility of moving further above from this zone. And if eventually the market did not move from this zone, it is possible that we have to move from the next. If it does not happen, then fine. We'll anticipate two possible moves, which is either the market break through from this place, going downward, or it breaks above this place and we're up for the whole week. So, all right, that is all for GBP USD, and let's quickly get down to the next pair. So this is GBP JPY. So let's still do GBP JPY, the same thing with GBP USD. All right, so basically GBP JPY has been bullish. Let's quickly mark out the zones. This is the previous low. We are currently at the monthly time frame. Currently at the monthly time frame. So now let's go down to the weekly time frame. Now in the weekly time frame, GBP JPY is actually in a consolidation, but there's a possibility that we might be heading upward on the daily time frame. When I say consolidation, what do I mean? It simply means market ranging from pips to pips. This is it. Now let's use our measurement tool to check how many thousand pips the market has been ranging in on the weekly time frame. We are having 1,563, right? 1,563 pips movement on a range in GBP JPY, and this has occurred for a long period of time. So let's see how long it has taken. So let's say 2022, is it 2022 or 2024? July of 2024 to the current time, which is June of 2025, approximately almost 1 year plus. All right, now let's get down to the daily time frame. Now, in the daily time frame, we can all agree that the market is making series of higher highs and higher lows. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. All right. Now, what do we expect for next week in GBP JPY? Simple. The market has broken past this zone and will be targeting the next zone. All right, which is very simple. So according to the daily time frame, we'll be looking towards buying GBP USD, GBP JPY for the next week. All right. So now let's get down to the 4 hours time frame. So according to the 4 hours time frame, it told us that there was possibility for sell. We had sell last week, right? And now we are done with the sales. We are now having an impulsive move to the upside. Impulsive move to the upside. Now we are currently expecting a correctional move, at least to this zone or to this zone, before the market continues its buying move to the upside. All right. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. So in the 1 hour time frame, it clearly tells us that the market is done retracing and it's ready to take off to the next zone. All right. We can just target this next zone. So currently, I'm bullish on GBP JPY. The market has given us an impulsive move. Let's take this out. So currently, the market has given us an impulsive move, expecting a correctional, and here is the correctional. So the market is looking towards heading to the upside. So if you'd agree, depending on what you are trading, you can even just see that we already have an entry for GBP JPY, which is this guy. But to be on the safer side, we just have to wait a little longer for the market to retrace back to this zone before taking off to the next point. All right. So this is as simple as it gets. This is as simple as it gets. So this will be like our first level target. This will be like our first level target. Then this will be like our second level target. All right. Then the final move to this place. So if that's been said, we're just currently waiting for a pullback in GBP JPY so that we can all enter. All right. So now let's get down to USD JPY. So in USD JPY, let's go to the monthly time frame. Let's see what the market is actually doing. All right, in the monthly time frame, USD JPY has been bullish. All right. Now preparing to become bearish. Has been bullish. Now preparing to become bearish. Now, so we're having these zones here that we'll be looking towards. If this market possibly break down these zones, we'll be looking towards selling aggressively. All right. And if it does not, we'll be looking towards buying. All right. Beautiful. So temporarily, USD JPY is in a downtrend. Temporarily. So according to the weekly time frame, the market is bearish. Now, according to the monthly time frame, the market is bullish. So now let's go down to the daily time frame. Now, according to the daily time frame, the market is bearish. Simply means the daily and the weekly is bearish, while the monthly is still bullish. Can you see? Beautiful. So now, if that is the case, what actions are we going to do? Now, based on two time frames are in synchrony, of which one is not among, we are going to go for the majority carries the vote. Now, I will be staying with the bearish movement for USD JPY. Now let's plot in our key zones. Let's see what the market is going to do. All right, I've plotted in two key zones, of which this is what we'll be planning on doing next week. We're looking towards the market going down from this zone. One, we're looking towards the market going down for this zone, which is one. Then on the 4 hours time frame, let's see what the market is actually doing. So the information currently on the 4 hours time frame is bearish, but at the same time, it's still letting us know that we are consolidating. So it's giving us mixed signals. So let's plot in some extra key levels. If eventually USD JPY breaks down to this zone, we'll continue to sell. If eventually. Now, let's analyze what's currently going on. So we have, let's say, a lower low, currently making a lower high. All right. The market has given us a lower low, currently giving us a lower high. That means once there's a lower high, there's a possibility for the market to continue going lower. Now let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. So currently in the 1 hour time frame, yeah, the market has given us low, has given us high. We should expect more moves for USD JPY for sell. This would be our first level target. This zone will be our first level target. So we should be expecting an opportunity for sell anytime from this zone. Right? Expect an opportunity for sell from anytime from this zone. So we'll be waiting for this market currently to come back to this place before going down. So this is what we'll be having for USD JPY for this upcoming week. All right. So to be on the safer side, we are going to choose two zones. This will be maybe target one, then overall target. Target one, overall target. But before looking for entry on USD JPY, right? Now, we have to wait for this candle to close bullish, then another candle to print close to it bearish before deciding to enter this market. Otherwise, you are going to be stopped out. So this is something like this we'll be looking for the proper stop loss, then looking for as easy as maybe 1:3 or 1:4. As easy as that. So for USD JPY, I'm aggressively bearish. And if you are bullish, you know the reason why you're bullish, but I'm aggressively bearish. But if eventually USD JPY breaks above this zone, just know it is two ways. It's either the market continue going to this place and decide to turn from this place, or the market has automatically switched directions to the monthly time frame. Then we are now going bullish. Remember, the monthly time frame is bullish, so we are now going bullish. It's as easy as that. So temporarily, or at the moment, we are looking to sell. But if eventually the market keeps going higher and higher, then the sell is not really as strong as the buy that is coming. It's as easy as that. All right, so let's go to the last and the bravest of them all, which is XAUUSD. Now, we all know XAUUSD has been buying for a long period of time, or let's say since almost 10 years now. XAUUSD has been buying. So most investors would ask, what is the next move for XAUUSD? Should I keep holding the instrument, or should I let go of my investment and diversify into other aspects? Now, including the war that is coming, once there is war, yeah, most investors leave currency pairs and buy gold. Reason being that gold is a safe haven, because when economy shakes, you need a stable instrument to hide your money. That's where most investors go to gold. All right. So let's, from the monthly time frame, we are aggressively bullish. From the weekly, we are still aggressively bullish. All right. So from the daily, we are still bullish. So let's, on the daily, let's quickly plot out some zones. So let's go down to the 4 hours. This is currently the 4 hours. This was the previous low. And this is an impulsive move. Now let's go down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we are having a slight retracement. It was this, the market moved from here to here, then from here to here, then from here to here. Now we are having doubts to know if this gold can hold a lot of investors' funds. That's why you are currently seeing this choppy movement. All right, most investors are afraid, can this instrument accommodate all of us? Because most investors, hedge funds, are going towards gold, and those are already on gold, they are looking to cash out. You understand? So currently on gold, there's a retracement, but there's still an opportunity for buys on gold from this zone. All right, so from this zone, if we break above this zone, should be looking towards continuing the move. But if we don't do that, we'll be looking to sell gold from this zone. From this zone, then automatically we are no longer in a bullish market. We are now in a bearish market. Yes, we are now in a bearish market. So that will be all for this instrument. All right. So those that have been able to stay to the ending of this video, the bonus is GBP USD. We are looking for crazy opportunity to buys. For GBP JPY, we are still looking for opportunity to buy. USD JPY currently bearish. We are looking for opportunities to sell. And for already giving the zones for you to see opportunity for sell for USD JPY. And for GBP and for gold, gold is currently on a buy move because investors are looking towards hiding their funds against the current war that is going on between Israel and Iran. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in to this point. Kindly like, subscribe, and share this video to a lot of people. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you for staying tuned and have a good week.